Greetings everyone. In this video presentation I will be discussing a topic that I'm referring to as spirituality beyond love and light. In the field of spirituality, especially in what people often refer to as the New Age movement, there's often a lot of focus on love and light and connecting with those peaceful realms with a feeling of bliss or joy, things that give one a positive sensation or experience. One way to think about that is that we're being guided to remind ourselves that there is a divine source that we're ultimately not separate from. So we're working on reconnecting ourselves with an experience of being part of that source, a source that would be experienced as light, as love, as pure bliss or joy. However, we are experiencing life on earth, which is a realm of duality, where there is a lot of shadow aspects, a lot of experiences that may be rather unpleasant, things that are challenging and difficult to work through or process in our experience. If we are only conscious or aware of light or love, we're not really preparing ourselves fully to address the challenges that we're encountering in our daily lives. Here in our human experience, we need to learn discernment, we need to develop healthy boundaries, we need to find more balance in our relationships and in the roles that we're playing. If we approach everything from a state of seeking unconditional love, or seeing everything as light, as undifferentiated, we won't be able to make practical decisions and choices in our lives. We also may have difficulty seeing things here as they are in the dualistic realm, and so we may be vulnerable to abuse or deception, or people taking advantage of our being naive. Our challenge then is, how do we integrate these perspectives, this idea that we come from a realm of light, from a realm where we feel pure love and connection, a unity type of consciousness, and yet we are here in this physical realm dealing with things that are challenging, that require our focus, our attention, our ability to use discernment to establish healthy boundaries and to confront things that may be dark or shadowy. This requires developing a more integrated or more holistic spirituality, where we can cultivate states of consciousness where we feel that divine connection, where we remember that we truly are part of that ultimate source, that supreme being, that spiritual essence, and so we are connected to everyone and everything, while at the same time being conscious of things such as polarities, archetypes, developing boundaries, learning to love ourselves as much as we love others, learning to speak up for our well-being, for our rights and our needs. This requires lots of practice of being self-aware and cultivating awareness of the world around us, so being able to observe other people and situations and seeing things as they are in this level of reality, not from just a state of pure love and oneness. we want to carry that awareness of our oneness, of our connection to everyone and everything, so that we feel that peace, that harmony within ourselves. However, we have to be conscious of the reality that not everyone is going to be in that state of consciousness. People are operating at many different vibrational levels or vibrational states. And if we want to keep ourselves in that peaceful, harmonious state, we do need to be conscious of our surroundings and our environment, of who we're associating with, of how we're spending our time and our energy, how we're taking care of our body, nurturing our mind and our spirit. These are all important things to be conscious of. So there isn't a simple magic formula where we can just tell ourselves all is love and light, and that solves all the problems or challenges that we encounter. We need to find more depth in our understanding and our awareness to be able to operate on these multiple levels in both the non-dual and the dualistic realms. In human life, we have sort of an energetic template that provides a map for how we can work on different aspects of our consciousness. This, which I'm referring to, is the Chakra System, where the 7 chakras represent different stages or levels of consciousness. The first chakra, the root chakra, would represent our basic physical survival, so seeking safety and security in our physical environment, keeping our physical body alive. And the other end of the spectrum would be the 7th chakra, the crown, which connects to the spiritual realm, the realm where we become more conscious of our divine essence, of our fundamental spiritual nature, where we can access that source of light and love that shines through all of life. There's a useful metaphor or analogy that we can use here, where someone watching a movie being shown on a projector, when they observe the screen where the movie is projected, they see all the different images that are there, the people and environments, the different colors, whatever is being depicted in those scenes. However, if they bring their focus to the stream of light that's coming from the projector, they can't really discern or make out those different images. It's just this stream of light. Each of us are like that as well. We are streams of spiritual energy that have focused their attention or their awareness into this physical realm, where there appear to be these separate realities, these separate identities. Yet if we were to follow that stream of spiritual energy back to its ultimate source, it would appear as a field of pure light, perhaps. It's helpful to understand that we are that light, yet we also are given the task of exploring this realm of duality, where these different forms and images are appearing, where these different roles and relationships exist, and we can learn to find greater balance in this realm. We can learn to navigate the different challenges that arise in this field of duality. Integrative spirituality doesn't only explore love and light. It's not all about channeling entities from higher realms or telling ourselves that love is all there is. looking from one perspective, those things may seem to be the truth. However, we can look from multiple perspectives simultaneously, where that truth coexists with the truth of this dense plane, where we do have to learn discernment, where we do have to create healthy boundaries, and where there are many difficult lessons to process. And that involves what might be called shadow work, where we can face the different emotions that arise as we encounter unpleasant experiences, dealing with stress and trauma, with sadness, grief, disappointment, all these things that are natural to the human experience. We do have to be able to process them. We can use our awareness of our source, of our loving essence, of that stream of light from which we've come, to soothe and nurture ourselves and help ourselves as we confront these challenges. However, just simply telling ourselves light and love isn't the complete answer. It's only part of the equation in how we evolve on our spiritual journey. Looking at the chakra system, besides the first and seventh chakras which I mentioned, we have the second chakra, which relates to our creativity, which reminds us that we are here to create in this realm. That could be creating in relationships, in art, in music, in science or technology. It could be creating in writing or speaking. So there are things that we contribute to the world around us. We have that role to play here. Then we come to the third chakra, the power center, the solar plexus chakra. And here we learn to assert our personal power. We learn to have trust and confidence in ourselves and in life itself. Then we come to the fourth chakra, the heart center. And this is our CPU of emotions, the central processing area for our feelings and emotions that are part of human life. We can learn to manage and master those emotions so we can shift our emotional state into something more desirable when we're reacting in a way where we're feeling negative or unpleasant. This is probably one of the more challenging aspects of human experience, that we have these powerful emotions that arise within us. Those emotions are kind of a feedback mechanism about our thoughts and beliefs and how those are interacting with what we're perceiving and experiencing in our lives. If you have a belief system that's very narrow or rigid, it will often be challenged or confronted with situations and circumstances that are there to push you to shift or expand that belief system. And when that occurs, it may be triggering some unpleasant feelings. It could be creating some anger, some frustration, some sadness or disappointment. And we want to be able to look at those feelings and understand how we've created them, rather than looking for some magic cure that's going to rapidly remove them and put ourselves in this pleasant, blissful state. We might do that temporarily, but if we don't go to the source, to the root beliefs that are creating those emotions, they're likely to arise again. Now coming to the next chakra, the throat center, this is our communication, our self-expression, our ability to understand and relate to others better. Communication is definitely challenging here in our human experience. Everyone has their own unique perspective, their own values and ideas in life, and people have a tendency to expect others to relate to their own worldview, to their own priorities or beliefs. With communication, we need to be able to listen, to hear and understand where others are coming from, and to communicate our own perspective and our own feelings in a way that perhaps that other person will be better able to understand us. Developing that increased understanding and appreciation for the multiple viewpoints and multiple perspectives that we bring to human life can be challenging. However, the more skilled we become at that, the more progress we're making on our journey here. The next chakra, the sixth one, is called the third eye, and that relates to our perception, to our vision, to how we're seeing things, not just seeing with our eyes, but how we interpret and understand things in life. This also is something that requires our ability to step outside of the box of however we've been programmed to see things up to the present, to be able to expand our perspective beyond our limited human viewpoint and perhaps relate to the perspective of other sentient beings, to the perspective of our spiritual selves, and even to the perspective that we might conceive that the Creator has, that higher source would look at things from. To be able to bridge those different levels of perspective can be challenging. We tend to be caught up in our own narrow viewpoint, our own ego-centered way of relating to life, and we forget that there are other ways to look at and understand things. If we're able to be fully open at the crown level, open to the spiritual source, then that can assist us in expanding our perspective. So as we open and energize all of our chakras, we become a more whole, more complete being. We can relate to life in a more holistic and integrated way. This is an approach to spirituality that I am suggesting or encouraging we all consider, not one that is focused only through one level, not just through the crown or through the heart or through the root, but one that integrates all these aspects of our existence. I would like to thank each of you for taking your time to watch this presentation. I encourage further discussion on these subjects. Those that would like to watch more videos that I share can check out this YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. You may also visit my website at www.phinsights.com, and I can be found on Facebook as well, facebook.com/Jedi Shaman Reiki or facebook.com/Jedi Holistic Healing. I wish everyone a good day. Namaste.